Hey everyone, new YouTube video, this time focusing on Crimson Vow Standard. This video, or maybe a video series actually, I'm thinking about doing multiple parts, will feature matches from the just happening Red Bull tournament that is on the release weekend, and I played in day one, and I'm recording this on the same weekend. Day two is coming up, and I was thinking I'll make a video series and show you the footage of me playing those competitive matches and me talking about those. Firstly, I've played a ton of Standard lately. I'm really in this format, and what can I say? I tried all sorts of things: vampires, mono white, tried some Lier decks, tried turns, and in the end, I tried Izzet Dragons again, you know, the world's winning deck, made some adjustments, and I just did not lose anymore. I just kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and now we're here at rank 3, and yeah, the deck is just amazing on the ladder, and that's why I chose it for the Red Bull tournament as well. I'll go over the deck a little bit here. Yeah, we all know Izzet Dragons. It's a bread and butter deck from the last format. It's just a good, strong deck. Just plays a bunch of the best cards: Expressive Iteration, Smoldering Egg, Dragon's Fire, one of the most efficient removals, Goldspan Dragon, just we all know Goldspan Dragon. And rounding things up with Divide by Zero, some counter interaction with Syncopate Jwari, the cheap interactive spells in Spikefield and Fading Hope. I went a little bit up on those because I'm expecting more aggressively slanted deck. Usually on a week 1, I would expect players to more hedge towards playing aggressive decks than playing reactive decks, because you just don't know quite yet how the aggressive decks in the format look like, how the threats in the formats look like. So it's more difficult to play a reactive deck because you don't have the information on which specific answers you want to be playing with. Well, dragons still generically good cards, like Dragon's Fire hits against mostly anything, and Fading Hope and Divide by Zero too. And Spikefield Hazard, I believe Yuta Takahashi played only 1 at the World Championship. I wanted to play 3 this time because Mono White got some new tools. Vampires has a lot of X1s, and yeah, Mono White especially has a bunch of X1s that you want to kill. Talia, the new amazing addition for Mono White especially. One card from the new set, the only one in the main deck besides the mana base. The mana base, the Stormcarved Coast, amazing land. It really adds to the consistency of this deck. It's a huge upgrade over Frostbolt Snarl and made this deck quietly, yeah, a good percentage stronger. Syncopate. I just wanted to try it. I think it's like a hedge card. You know, it can be good against turns on turn 9, countering like Galvanic plus Arrunds, what have you. It can also be good on turn 2 against the lead Spellbinder or against a Troll or against anything. It is not the most powerful card. It's not the most efficient card, but it has its spots. And yeah, I just wanted to try it out. Yeah, the rest of the deck's fairly self-explanatory. I cut a Time Walk. I don't think the Time Walk is super necessary to the strategy. We have the dragons to kill the opponent. We don't need to do combo things. When you get to untap with a Goldspan Dragon, you're usually in a really good spot already, because you, with all the card draw and all the extra mana, you can just get ahead in the game. You don't need that Time Walk to put you over. Like some games you might need that, of course, when you're super far behind, but it's also a 7-drop, it's expensive, so I just shaved one of those. Sideboard, we're looking at Malevolent Hermit, Test of Talents, just the anti-control package, nothing special there. Burning Hand, Cinderclasm against the creature decks. Heated Debate is just like a hedge card against Sedgemoor Witch, Lier. In the mirror match, just having an uncounterable removal for any of your opponents, maybe dragons or Liers and what have you. It can be boarded in against someone with a white deck with other leans, and so on. Lier and Hullbreaker Horror, like just try-offs in the just one-offs in the sideboard. They very powerful cards. Both are like against green, I think, mono green. I want some more help there, and I wanted to try them there, and they could also be brought in against like a mid-range deck. Alright, so in this first part, we are playing against green-white and green-white in the first 2 rounds of the Red Bull. So it's a 7-round day, day 1 with a cut to day 2. 6-1 is the goal to make day 2. 5-1-1 could also make day 2. Yeah, we're playing green-white in the first 2 rounds. Let's see how the matches go. Hope you enjoy it. 4 toughness. Oh, beautiful hand. Spikefield Hazard. Gonna start with the coast, I guess. Yeah. Opponent's mulliganing. Alright, let's look at the opponent's deck list. Yeah, all the usual suspects that you would expect out of mono white. The green cards in the main deck. Zigada, Catilda, and Hamlet Vanguard, which is like a 3-mana 1/1 that is bigger the more creatures you have in play. 1 of Paladin class in the main deck and 1 of Snakeskin Veil in the main deck. That Paladin class is really good here against my 2 counterspells. Nice 1 off. Okay, Talia, sure. Well, I guess that means I guess I can just pass. But wait, well, yeah, I mean, if I pass, my egg will get another counter, which is kind of funny. But they could have Snakeskin Veil, technically. Technically, they could have Snakeskin Veil, which would be kind of brutal. I think it's just a 1-off though. Let's not be crazy here. Yeah, I can't cast any of my counter spells because the combination of Paladin class and Talia will stop any of those, but I can cast Spikefield Hazard. Thank you, opponent, for giving me extra mana value for my spells. I kindly appreciate that. Alright.
Announcement received.
Slightly annoying that I can't interact with that on the stack. I really wish. Imagine they didn't have Paladin class. This game would probably be super easy with just Jwari Disrupted as Adeline. Yeah, now it's a little more interesting. But here you can see the strength of Syncopate just being a 4-mana spell and flipping the egg on turn 4. And that was the importance why we had to do Spikefield on turn 3, so we could instantly flip here. And now they're facing a Smoldering Ashmouth Dragon. So as long as I draw spells, I probably win this one. And they don't have... Well, they have some removal. They have Portable Holds and they have Brutal Cathars. Looks like they don't have Portable Hole, which is good news, of course. Well, I should make full control, so at least it makes them think I might have a spell. Thanks, everyone. I wish everyone playing in the event good luck as well. No! Oh, whale! Oh no, it doesn't work! I'm gonna lose this! Oh my god, I have nothing left! Yeah, I can't kill, like... Ah, 1 spell deck! This is brutal! Ah, we kept 3 lands and these 4 spells, by the way. We just drew only lands. Man. Yeah, I can't... I mean, yeah, I can't do anything. I can shoot 2 damage here, but I can't shoot the Cathar. Man, that's brutal. And now I'm super behind now. I have nothing. Yeah, damn. And even if I find a removal spell for the Cathar, my egg is so far away from flipping. I'm just gonna lose this. Oh my god! Oh, it's so brutal. Oh, that's brutal. It looked so good, right? Our start was so perfect. Just no iteration, no divide by 0, no nothing, just nothing. Oh, brutal. Well, that's magic sometimes. That's magic sometimes. To be fair, Power of Talia and Paladin class, like, they kind of had it all. Like, without the Paladin class, we could have countered that Alaline with the Jwari Disruption. They shut off my Jwari Disruption with Paladin class into Talia, and I drew infinite lands and a Syncopate. So that's it. That's the game. Opponent does not have much on the sideboard. That's like changing my plans. One of Paladin class, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you put one-offs in your deck. Okay, what do we want? I could put in the Horror technically. I could play the Lier as well. I think I like the Lier, I think. Probably want to trim on these. Syncopate, I'm not the biggest fan of, but on the play it's kind of fine. Definitely want Burning Hands. Definitely want Cinderclasm. How am I on the... I mean, Syncopate, it's a little expensive, you know. It's not good when I'm at... When Syncopate is really not that... like... Yeah, but the question is, do we have something better? Time Walk isn't great either. Lier. I mean, I'm playing a lot of lands, but that was still kind of rough. Like, we're playing 20 generic lands in the deck. 20 is not that much, and on the other lands do stuff. Jwari Disruption does things. We just flooded out. I mean, it was just how it is. I'm thinking I probably want to Third Deluge. Should I try the Horror against them? It's a little expensive, but I should just go with the Time Walk. Yeah, we have to delay on because of sniping. Man, that was such a good start. Brutal. That's almost the same hand again. Just the one card different is mainly the Shatterskull Smashing, which I guess... How do I play this? I guess I just start like this. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna play here because I'm afraid of flooding after that. I have one of Paladin class strikes again. Ah, they have a second one in the sideboard, so maybe they have two now. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. Okay, opponent knows how to do things. Paladin class into Talia again. Means again their free drop will resolve. I mean, looking at my opponent's deck, the cards they're playing for green don't seem worth it at all. They barely have green. They have like Zigada, a couple copies, and then Catilda and the Vanguard, and then like a Snakeskin Veil and 2 Outland Liberator in the sideboard. You want Faces Haven. That card's insanely good. You want to play that card in all your aggro decks. That's the reason to play aggro. Playing a second color, no, not worth it in this case. That's my verdict here. Clearly not worth it. Snakeskin Veil costs 2 mana as well, so gotta keep that in mind. The face to interact with Dragon, yeah, okay. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for everyone tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Lots of magic to be had. We have hopefully 8 rounds of this. But if I'm losing early, I have to win it all. Like, this is a big tournament. We have a lot of players here. It's kind of funny. Do I actually want Talia to survive? Because she makes my stuff more expensive, and she doesn't really, I mean, the Jwari Disruption gets shut off, but I'm gonna play that anyways. Interesting. I'm not sure. What if I kill the flyer? Then I play Talia, then I play Jwari tapped. I think I just kill the flyer. I mean, if I kill Talia... they play around, they know they're smashing. They'll play around it, you know? They might not play around the second copy. We have 4 lands in hand again. Well, luckily they are not just lands. Yeah, I mean the Jwari won't do much. In this case, I think I just kill the Talia now, make sure she just goes. I don't want to run into a Snakeskin Veil. They play 2 Snakeskin Veils post board. It's kind of nice that my opponent has these 1 and 2 offs. Makes me play around them a little bit. That's just the factor of open decklist. Yeah, they have 2 off Valorous Stance. It's the best card in the matchup from their perspective, and they drew it, so that's unfortunate for me. I'm gonna make it look like. Oh, am I? Is that a smart play? Or should I just trade with the Cleric? Look. It's interesting. Killing the 2/2 seems so medium. I really need an iteration or Memory Deluge. Again, we're flooding out against the white deck. The white deck's gonna win the late game again here.
Received.
I mean, at least if I draw a 7th land, I can cast a dragon, I guess. They're missing land drops, right? Yeah, so they have spells in hand. They just drew their land. Yeah, we're like out of cards. We just traded 1 for 1. Okay, yeah. Well, alright. Interesting situation. I guess I'll just do this and play my smashing. I'm at 20. Yeah, I think that's the play. Although, if they have like Zigata? What could they have? Why did they play this thing? I keep my smashing in. I don't know. It's tough. I keep it in hand. And if I draw land, I can kill a Zigata. They have that again. Yeah, I'm just one for 1. Oh, nice. Okay. Fading Hope, okay. So I can take the coast, take the island to my hand. Yeah, I think that's the play. I could also Fading Hope. Interesting. I could just take 1 land, Fading Hope to my hand, and then Fading Hope bounce the adversary. And get a scry out of the deal. Or just take both lands. I think I'll go for the scry. I think I'll do it now, because against Snakeskin Veil would kind of be annoying. That's certainly a keep. Making me feel comfortable about this game now. I'm at 20, I have a Deluge on top. I should be able to take over. Lulu Daddy is asking why no mana from Hellkite. I tried the card, I tried it. It's not good enough. definitely Dragon's Fire. Probably just a land. I got the Deluge in the graveyard. I got a Storm Giant Hall. I don't think I need another Deluge. The egg seems fine, but a little slow. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Let's see what they do. They're gonna activate Paladin class. Which, okay, so now the things will have 5 toughness combined. So I won't have the chance to kill their stuff. That's what you're saying with Shatterskull Smashing. Shatterskull Smashing would be fine against just one of the things. Okay. Do I just take a hit and then play Dragon? I think that's the play. They just want to stay back with the Spellbinder, huh? Double Strike is also a thing, so they have a quick clock. This is not over yet. The question is, what do I want to kill? So this cost me a lot of mana. This cost me 10 mana to get 6 damage on 2 things. Right? Yeah. I have 7 mana right now. I think I'll kill this. I just want to prevent damage from happening. Okay. Then I will play Dragon. Attack. Get a treasure. If they don't kill the dragon, we can just double kill a thing with the Shatterskull. Because we have 4, 8, 10 mana already. So I tried the mana from Hellkite, the 4/4 that makes a token whenever you play a thing. The problem is just having a 4/4 that doesn't have any enter the battlefield ability is so bad against the bounce. It dies to Blizzard Brawl, it dies to so many things, to Skyclave Apparition. It is just, the card might be powerful, but the removal lines up perfectly against it right now. That, not good. And Goldspan Dragon, you know, yeah, you could say, oh, it's also just a 4/4, but it has haste, it has the treasure ability that kind of gives you the mana back that you invested into the card. And yeah, just those things are just those things add up to make Goldspan just so much better than a 4/4 that does nothing. All right, okay, they play around running into the smashing here, sure. Well, in that case, I probably will just cast this. I could also just block. It's like if I literally hit these 7 lands, I'm a little bit in trouble. Am I? So actually, if they play, actually, my block would be a chump block. Actually, if they play this. Oh, guys, they also have snakeskin. They have snakeskin potentially. That's also a consideration. Okay. So I'll take Lier. Like if they have snakeskin, yeah. What else? Lier is for sure to take. Memory Deluge, Dragon. Do I need a second dragon in this game? I mean, if my Lier survives, this game's over anyways. What if my Lier? What if they have literally the nuts? They got it all. Yeah, I mean, then I die. No, I'm just. Actually, I can do some fancy things with Spikefield Hazard. I can do very fancy things with Spikefield Hazard. Oh wow, that's actually kind of cool. I'll just go with the dragon. I can do very cool things with Spikefield Hazard, guys. Okay, they put us. Oh shit! Oh, I gotta be aware of this. Paladin class. Okay, let me think.
Received.
Because Paladin class prevents anything from happening in their turn. Alright, so I play Lier with 2 treasures. Then I can Spikefield my own dragon, Spikefield my dragon again. Then I have 3 mana left. Spikefield my dragon, Spikefield it again. 3 mana left, 2 blue, 1 red. Dragons fire their aspirant. They respond with snakeskin. Yeah. Okay. I think they might have snakeskin, guys. Or we can basically decide if you want to use Fading Hope first, or if you want to use Dragon's Fire. I guess the answer is the answer is Fading Hope, right? Then we have a Dragon's Fire left in our deck. Although I really want to get rid of this too, but then they snakeskin and then we Fading Hope. What if they just let this happen? Then I'd rather have Dragon's Fire. Okay, cool. Well, look, if they had Snakeskin Veil, they would have really gotten me there, so... Because then I have to chump block the double striking creature. Keep in mind that the Paladin class is on the double strike level. Alright, and now if they don't have anything, like if they don't have a removal for the Lier, we just win with Lier. So, cool, great. Like, never played against, not really played much with Lier in the sideboard of this deck, but looking pretty good so far. Divide by 0. I don't think I have lethal somehow. But we can just smashing. Can we dragon and then smashing? No. So smashing cost me 2 more though, because of the ward. Wait, do I have lethal? Activate Hall. This cost me 4 mana, this cost me 1. I have lethal, guys, I think. Does this ward 2? Yeah, I have lethal. Man, Magic's a complicated game. This was a sick game. It's kind of a little bit too close for my taste in the end. But I mean, that's what things like... yeah, things like Snakeskin Veil do to my brain. I mean, Snakeskin Veil is just the absolute brain fuckery. It's just... Ah, that card. Okay. I mean, on the draw I might want to have another Fading Hope. Maybe kick out a Jwari Disruption for Fading Hope and maybe play the Kraken? Flash it in there, block a thing? Maybe just leave it out of the deck. So bad against Valor's stance. But I mean, hopefully until then we already have other things then. I mean, the flyer's also not that bad. Getting some blockers down. I don't know. Maybe the time walk is just better. Just turns the game around. I kind of want to try the horror. Let's go. Let's go. Horror time. Whew. Alright, let's go. We got the Clasm. This is game 3. This is for the marbles. We got a Divide by 0. It's not the greatest card ever, but it does things. Huh. Do I actually want to play the long game here again? I don't think I'll play one Smashing. Come on, like I have another one. Like. Okay. Well, there's a mountain. Maybe I should have not played one Smashing. Whatever, we'll be fine. You need Spellbinder? Oh yeah. Taste it. Taste it! Gone. Alright, we're kinda like good against most things right now. They will probably name the Divide by 0, make it a 5-drop, sure. Alright, pass the turn. I said most things. That's one of those things that goes around my stuff. Oh, they only have 2 copies, by the way. If they had a green creature, we could just burn it. That's like the only card that gets around my removal right now. Damn, that's the only card in the entire deck that gets around my removal. Ah. I mean, I have to Divide by 0, I suppose. So I'll just take a hit. They don't have Snakeskin Veil, that's good to know. I shouldn't get so angry at random things. I'm not angry. I'm just showing my emotions, I guess. Well, yeah, we'll take a hit for free if they don't do anything. And then we Divide by 0 their Adeline in the next combat. Catilda. So it makes the Adeline bigger, essentially. I mean, I can just kill the Catilda if I want to. The Burning Hands. I mean, I can also just throw 2 removals at the Adeline. You know what would be really bad though if it's there. Nah, I think. Huh. Maybe. Nah, whatever. Let's let it resolve. Oh wow, they have Valorous Stance, I think. Jeez, they have Valorous Stance here, I think. Yeah, they have something. So they're just gonna make the thing into indestructible now. Yeah. Huh. So I was supposed to kill it in my turn. If I would have killed it in my turn, this wouldn't have happened. Oh, they don't have it? What do they have? Why do they have priority? They obviously don't have Paladin. They don't have Snakeskin. They don't... I don't know why they have priority there. That's weird. Well... I'll take it. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're looking great. I'm just a little perplexed why they had priority, but whatever. That's a beautiful divide by 0 target. Yeah. Yeah, Cinderclasm. Turn just, yeah. Oh, brutal. Poor opponent. Oh, actually this works against Cinderclasm. Smart play, I guess. Huh. Okay, in that case, I guess. Yeah, that's smart. If they would have put the counter... I mean, is that smart? I don't know. I mean, it's exactly good against Cinderclasm. But it gives your better creature another counter, which is maybe not where you want to be. Like, if they just have a single spot removal, I kill this, and then they're left with a 1/1. Okay. Easy! Woo! Let's go! Bam! Flooded out game 1. I mean, that's how you beat me, otherwise, yeah. I'm a little too cocky. I mean, I've been winning a lot with this deck. It's fun to play. Those were some cool games, huh? The game 2 with Fading Hope, Bounce, and the shenanigans with Spikefield to play around Snakeskin Veil. Just making sure nothing can happen. Justice. Sure. If they have exactly Luminarch Aspirant, no, I'm not gonna play around that, I think. I could, but is that worth it? Like, I could play this untapped and then kill the Luminarch Aspirant when I play it. Talia is a little annoying again. Especially on the play. Nice. Ah, damn. If I would have kept that smashing, we could have just killed this Aspirant. We can still do so with this one here, I guess. Huh. Should I? Should I use my... Imagine I had Spikefield. Ooh, that would be so good. How much do I care? Luminarch Aspirant growing and growing. Yeah, I think I'll just do it. Just keep the board clean. Alright. Okay. Party starts. Pretty good draw. Oh, nice. Let's go this. Nice. Time Walk in hand, Dragonfire Exile. Alright, yeah, we bought so much time this game. And we annihilated so many of the important threats. Like, that's the problem about this deck, they just have a 1/1 now, which is not really a full card. So if we just kill the payoff for the life gain, they just have 1/1s, which is, yeah, awkward. Ooh, a little card advantage there, potentially. But we can kill it before it makes any cards. Yeah, I mean, we just... Awesome draw from our side, lining up perfectly here. Can't really complain. Okay. Shuts off my Epiphany for a good while. They also don't play any removal. No, They have one Doomsky in their deck. So the egg is just gonna win this game. Definitely want the land, and I guess I'll just Shatterskull the Spellbinder. Or you just pass with Divide Up. Play land, just pass with Divide Up. Yeah, that's probably better. They also don't know about the divide, so we could technically divide in combat, eat the Spellbinder. I couldn't Syncopate because they have a treasure. And that's gonna get ugly. Weird, right? But I think it's actually that. So I want lands. It's also a shock. I have the Time Walk. I think the draw free spell is a little risky. Yeah. This card is quite strong. It's quite the payoff for life gain. If it has 4 counters, like you get 1 counter whenever you gain life, and if it has 4, it becomes a flying vigilance creature. And then if it has 10, it gets this indestructible. Why not? Technically, maybe I don't even want to do that. Guess I don't want to do that. I just want to smashing both the creatures away. So I could smashing for x equals 5. Yeah. I'll just, doesn't matter. I'll just go for the face then. I'll just do this. I could have done like smashing for x equals 5 and 2 damage to the creature I'm not killing. But yeah, this keeping up 1 mana doesn't do anything, so just go for the extra damage to the face. So now we have 9 mana next turn for Time Walk. Can I explain why there are no Prismaria Braids in the 75? I don't see artifacts as a huge thing in the format. What do we have? Chariot is like the only one that's really seeing play. We have... what else? We don't have much, right? It's just... why would I play it? Syncopate is just gonna flip my egg. It's so funny, right? Like, a Braid and Prismatic Command both... Prismatic Command is just on raid. I don't like that card so much. I don't know. I'd rather have Counterspell for Chariot. Yeah. So now we're gonna flip the egg with a Syncopate. That's really funny, actually. Look at that. Shoot the Veteran, I guess. My opponent keep playing. Gotta respect that. Okay, that was that was smooth sailing. Well, yeah, Prismaria, a Braid. I think a Braid I could see, but Dragon's Fire already kills Chariot. And Braiding a Chariot is just such a feel bad still. It's not really how you want to deal with that card. And yeah, I just wanted Rebuke. You could definitely play a Raid over Rebuke, I think, but I wanted it for just dragons. But that's debatable for sure. Matchup dependent, I guess. Okay, we're playing against this. What do they have in the sideboard? Sideboard is Paladin class, Raidane. Okay. Oh, they're so bad against dragons. They're really bad against dragons. They weren't prepared for this matchup at all. They don't have any removal that's good against dragons. So I guess I can just go with the Lier again. Cinderclasm's great. Burning Hands, I suppose. Time Walk, Deluge, Sword coming. And Jwari. Kraken is also broken against them. They don't have answers to that thing. Fading Hope seems kind of nice against... Maybe I'll just cut the Syncopates on the draw. Seems kind of bad. Fading Hope seems kind of nice against the 2/2s that grow with life gain. Could play the Heated Debate. Could play Time Walk, could play Deluge. They also have the Righteous Valkyrie, so they have more for toughness things, I guess. But usually if you play reactive deck and you're on the draw, it's not that good to have a 3-mana spell and trade with their 3-mana spell, because they're always going to be ahead on you, so you rather have like a 2-mana spell that deals with their 3-mana spell. By the way, it's really huge that we have these lands now. That gives the Izzet decks so much more consistency in terms of mana base and everything. So these lands are a huge deal and are not to be underestimated. Yeah, Paladin class Talia. Nice start, but Smoldering Egg. They don't have answers for dragons. Wow, what a start. Look at that. They don't have really answers for dragons. They have nothing in the main deck, and in the sideboard they have 2 portable holds. Okay, they maybe bring that in against me, probably. They have 2 Brutal Kafar. Awkward, drawing all my 5s. Interesting. Do I bounce the Spellbinder? It's the one thing that deals me damage. I mean, I would, like, card draw would be insane here, right? But land's probably good enough, though, I gotta say. Land's probably good enough. A little unfortunate that the Spellbinder trades with my dragons. I don't like that, but it's okay. I could choose to just kill the Spellbinder with Dragon's Fire in my turn. Wow. Okay. Now we're in trouble. Maybe. Yeah, we're in trouble. We need to draw something here. I would take a Cinderclasm. If If I play Dragon, they're just gonna trade with it, right? Ah, I guess I have to... I forgot a little bit about the egg, didn't I? We just need spells, I guess. We can just flip the egg now. So, but they're gonna give double strike now. And I can't just pass, I have to do it now. They're gonna hit me for a bazillion. And my Lier is also not doing anything against Talia. What if I kill the Talia? Okay, I kill Talia. Yeah, I think that's the play. And then I hope to draw an untapped land off the top. And then I can Lier Fading Hope. If I just cast a Dragon attack... I don't think that's good enough. Okay, do we attack? Offer the trade? Probably not. Gonna go for the 10. Well, now if I draw an untapped land, they're like in trouble. So then I'm gonna bounce Spellbind and I kill their 2/2. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Risky move. Okay. You know I have this Dragonfire in my graveyard, friend. I'll take it. I mean, I guess they just... They don't play removal, so the creatures are just... Smoldering Egg is just the best card. Valorous Stance, guys. Play Valorous Stance if you can. That's a nice split card against these Izzet decks. It looked grim for a second, but I guess they just... The activation of Paladin class, that was the turn where they kind of messed up, I think. They needed to maybe activate Paladin class and make the Luminac Aspirant at the 3/3. But I mean, both plays are really bad, I guess. Both plays. I don't know. Both plays, like, activating the Paladin class wasn't the move. Maybe. I don't know how they get out of that. They just play creatures to the board maybe and overwhelm me. And then I play Lier, bounce one. But then I'm at such a high life total that I don't care. Yeah, the egg was... I forgot for a second that I had the egg in play and I was about to flip the egg. When they played the Luminac Aspirant, I thought I was too far behind. But the egg... Yeah. Anyways. Easy game.